Welcome to Master Muse. Zach Day, I am so excited to have you here today. How are we feeling? You seem like you feel good.
Oh, I feel great. Yeah, I'm in Kentucky right now, just visiting some friends and family, and then I just got back from a coffee date with like one of my friends from college, and it's been great. So yeah, I got a photo shoot here in a little bit after this, so I got to shave, shower, and all that stuff, and look cute,
gorgeous.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, first of all, let me just talk about how I found you. I scour the internet.
Okay.
And when I say the internet, I just mean TikTok. I'm not on Google searching.
Well, everybody just means TikTok when you say
okay. Occasionally I mean Instagram, but very rarely, really. Mm-hmm. And I'm on TikTok, and then I come across your beautiful face, and you're singing a cover of Yukon, which I don't know who's not obsessed with that song right now.
Huge.
And I sat there and I was like, I'm just saying, anybody that takes a song that's sung by a Justin Bieber or let's throw out Mariah or Ariana or whatever. Anybody does that. First of all, it's bold, and often, especially if it's either brand new or so classic, doesn't always translate really well. And I am hypercritical of a cover. But what I will say is yours was flawless, impeccable, delicious, different.
Oh,
I mean, touched me in all the insides and all the places that I want to be touched when I listen to a song.
Yeah.
Thank you. So good. You are so incredibly talented. And I was like, okay, well, how the fuck have I missed you? Then I'm doing research on you and find out that you are on Team Legend on The Voice. Okay, well, I didn't know that either. Holy shit.
Yeah, girl. Yeah. Well, thank you. Yeah, I wonder, I don't know. I did take a little break from posting on TikTok and stuff for a minute there, kind of. Okay. I mean, I've been busy, and I'm like a full-time musician. So I'm out here like, touring. I just got back from touring overseas in Europe for like 4 weeks. That was amazing. I play my own original music, and it's been amazing. So yeah, I've been busy, but I just got back from Europe like a couple weeks ago, and I kind of felt galvanized to get back on my social media game, because honestly, like social media, TikTok, all that stuff has really just been like awesome and brought me like so many cool opportunities, man. And just like getting to do this is just amazing, just from like you discovering like one of my videos on TikTok. So thanks for having me. And I just love doing stuff like that, because it's just, I don't know, music and social media and all that is just a really great way to meet people, and it's a great connector.
So let's go back. Tell me about what music was like in your household. Was it just around, or were people playing? Was it on? How are you taking music in back in your wee days?
Yes, when I was a wee tot. Yeah, man. Well, okay. So I am from southeastern Kentucky, so I did grow up in the hills of Appalachia, in the backwoods, though, like on a little farm. And so anyone that knows me kind of knows that's part of my story. But this may be the first time people have heard me, especially on your podcast and stuff. So hey, but yeah, I grew up.
It's that day, everybody.
It's that day. Thank you so much, and thank you so much.
Who doesn't love that?
Love a soundbite. But yeah, so I just grew up on the farm, and kind of just always loved to sing, always loved music, was really drawn to it. And I just think that being from Appalachia especially, it's like part of our culture is storytelling and music. But
were you in church?
Oh, yeah, I was in church, of course. And
did they have a choir, or was this just like congregational singing?
No, they had a choir, and I would always go up there. And so I grew up singing in 3-part harmony with like my sister and my best friend of like 20 years. And we had a little trio throughout my whole like childhood, high school, everything. But I think that singing in church and stuff was what kind of taught me how to hear those harmonies and stuff. But it was just natural. It just came natural to me from the time I can remember. You know what I mean? And it's also funny that my sister and like my best friend are like two of the best singers that I've ever heard, as well as just, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, it just runs in our veins. So yeah, I mean, just kind of grew up singing, but I didn't really know what to do because being a queer person from Appalachia, being like in the Bible Belt, I was overlooked a lot. I was kind of, you know, not, I don't know. I just felt like I
Felt
didn't have the,
othered.
yeah, I didn't belong, you know?
Yeah.
And so I kind of didn't know what I wanted to do with music, with singing. I knew I loved to, but I just, cause I wasn't like taken as underneath anybody's wing, like, oh, Zach, you have talent. You need to like do music. It was never like that. It was like, you got to go out on the farm and work and stuff like that. Or just, I barely made it through school. I struggled just trying to go to school and stuff like that. So I'm just, yeah, it wasn't until much later when I got in like high school and college that I was like, okay, I really love to write and play guitar. And
And how
I
did you
want
learn
to,
guitar? Did you teach yourself?
I taught myself. My grandpa
Can
played.
you tell me how to do that?
Well, yeah, my grandpa played a little bit, and I think he might have taught me the G chord or something.
Okay.
And then I just kind of would watch. And then my best friend, her name's Heidi. She
Shout out Heidi.
hey girl, she's one of the best singers. Oh my gosh, you need to hear her. But one of the best singers ever, and she played guitar when I was like when we were growing up, and I would watch her and how her fingerings on the guitar, right? And
Right.
then I would go home on my papa's guitar and just remember where she placed her fingers and stuff, and then that's how I learned. I never took a lesson. I never watched YouTube. That wasn't a thing. It was just like,
Good on you.
thank you. Yeah, I worked really hard, but I was told one day, like, you got a good voice, but if you really want to make it, you got to learn how to play guitar. Because I could play piano a little bit too, but they were
Right.
like, you can't bring that with you everywhere. You can't show up
It
to a
is
bar.
portable.
You know what I mean? It is, but it's not as easy as a guitar, right? So, like, yeah.
Well, no, I meant the guitar is portable. That's just, something
Right.
it's easier to take around. I mean, I
Yeah.
have a digital keyboard. It's the first time I've ever had one. And I was like, man, I could pick this damn thing up by myself and tote it somewhere. Now, there's a whole setup that's going to go with it, right? A
Exactly.
stand and a thing and a plug and whatever. And if you have a
When
guitar,
you're
you don't have to have
bent
a
or,
plug. And
yeah. Yeah.
it's great. And I grew up around, I had more congregational singing when I was growing up in church. I was explaining it to my roommate yesterday, where there was like 8 guitars amongst the congregation, and then there was
Whoa.
the pastor who played the guitar, and then there was a guy that played the piano, and then my cousin, who was 11 years older than me, she did the transparencies, and that had the
Okay.
words on it on a
Yeah.
projector.
Okay. I was like, okay. Yes.
He was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, little clear pieces of paper that
Yeah.
you wrote with a little marker, and then you put it on the projector, and then everybody could get on with that chorus, and we could sing it for 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
So that guitar was always around when I was a kid. But I also think that did you know anybody that had done professional singing? I mean, like you grow up around people who all sing. First of all, you start thinking, and that's the way everybody is. Everybody has a best friend named Heidi who can sing really good, and they don't.
Yeah.
First of all,
Yeah.
they don't.
Yeah.
And then you go out and into the world, and then you're like, oh shit, there's a lot of people that make music. Am I
Right.
good in comparison to them? Or am I good all by myself? Or,
Right.
so
Well,
what made you think, okay, maybe I should pursue this?
yeah. I mean, I just remember, like I said, singing with like my sister and like Heidi, and then like one of my other friends, really amazing singer too, family as well. Um, I kind of knew that we had something special because we were singing in 3-part harmony at the age of like 12, 13, 14,
That's
and it was good.
crazy.
And we were like, and like, I remember like we would ride the bus to school and the bus driver would make us sing for like the whole bus drive. She'd be like, okay, sing like Rascal Flats or Dixie Chicks or whatever, you know what I mean? Like those, we would sing like Dolly Parton, Loretta Lynn, Fleetwood Mac, Mamas and the
Wow.
Papas and all that stuff. And we would just sing in harmony. And I remember thinking like, we are good. And then like, eventually I kind of was like really wanting to take it seriously. And like my sister and like my other, like they just weren't as serious about it as I was. Cause I was like, hey, we should like start a band. We should
Right.
start like, and I think I was just a little bit more serious about it than they were.
And what age was this?
This was probably like, I remember being like 16. That's when I really picked up the guitar and started playing for real. And we played a gig, and it was like us three, me and my sister and my friend Brandon, and we played a gig, and I was like, one of you should learn bass, and maybe the other one should learn like some keys or something, but they didn't. But like, I just played guitar, and we sang just only covers, and it was like our first paying gig or something, and I don't know. I just remember being like, we're good guys. But I also know that a little bit of it has to do with me, because the reason they don't want to do it anymore was because I was so strict about it, and I was serious about it. And I would
Hey,
drill these harmonies into their, they're good, naturally talented, of course. And they could do anything you want them to. They could do any riff or run that you want them to and sing harmonies and stuff. But I was like, we got to do it again. Let's do it again. Let's run it again. Let's film it. Let's put it on YouTube. And they were like, we just want to like play. And I was like, no.
right.
you know?
That's hard. I do feel like we just started another podcast. I've been doing Master Music come up on a year on Monday.
Congrats.
And I've done 2 other podcasts before this that were different things. And we just transitioned recently where I'm doing one called B-Side, and I'm doing it with my roommate. And I was like, okay, well, that was good for a first try.
Yeah.
But what I need you to do, and then afterwards I was like, I'm sorry if that seemed bossy. And
Right.
yet I am creating like a brand, you see.
Exactly.
And so I need you to, and she was like, no, I'm in, she's not as extroverted as I am, but I totally get having an idea for yourself. If you want to professionally do fill in the blank, that whoever's coming with you better be bringing it, because you are bringing all of it.
Exactly.
And not that they're not bringing it, but it's like, it's just different motivations on what do you really want to do. If you just want to have fun, well, that's
count
not my
me
plan.
out. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So that's how it's been my whole career, to be completely honest.
Okay.
I love, and like I said, I mean, harmony and singing with others and that really tight knit 3-part harmony, that is so special to me. That's how we learned to sing. That's how I learned to, our whole thing was just learning how to make each other sound good. You know what I mean?
Was it hard for you to do solo? I'm not hard because you're running the whole show and you can decide. Not that hard, but hard because you don't have that feeling and that sound that you're used to.
It was at first. It really was at first. I mean, and like I said, I was always, and honestly, to be honest, in our little trios and stuff, I would mostly just sing harmony. Like, I would never sing lead. So that's what I mean when I was like overlooked in life, but also overlooked in music. I was always just kind of a backup singer. And then when I did go to college, I started singing in like, I sang in choir, but I also started singing in like a black gospel ensemble and a jazz ensemble, vocal ensemble.
These are wonderful foundations to add to the Appalachia.
Exactly, right?
Harmony. Hell yeah.
Exactly. So like, and I already had that ear for harmony. So like being able to sing in a jazz vocal ensemble where all the harmonies are stacked like 8 or 9 and you're on your own individual mic and stuff like that. That was a really good way to learn how to sing too. But even then, that's all ensemble. That's not any solo kind of stuff. Yeah. But it was kind of then when I was like, and then also I was singing background vocals in the studio in Kentucky for some local bands and live. So like, because everybody knows around here that harmonies and singing harmonies especially is kind of like my bread and butter. So like I would get hired, I'd get paid $100, go in the studio, sing harmony, just make up some harmonies on the spot, on the mic, be out in 30 minutes and get my 100. That's kind of what I did for many years through college and stuff like that.
I'm obsessed.
Yeah. Oh, we could talk about it all day. I could send you some Spotify stuff of little 18-year-old Zach singing some crazy harmonies on some like rock and roll albums and stuff.
That's amazing.
It's really fun. The thing that
my roommate and I talk about a lot is like, put me in the room. Like, I just want to be in the fucking room when anybody's making anything. I don't care what you're doing. I just want to be in the corner being like, what was that button that you just pushed? What are you doing over there? How are you picking up that right there? You want me to do something in the background? Okay, I'm ready. Mm-hmm. Anything. I don't care what it would be. I just want to be in the room because it is so cool to me. And especially with the when you start talking about layering, I think about Jacob Collier. Do you know who he is?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I want to work with him too.
He would love
He needs
you.
to put me on I'm telling he needs to
He
put me on
would
a song.
love Jacob Collier. Come on, get you some Zach Day. You'll lose your mind. You think
Let's
Tori
go.
Kelly's good?
I'm just saying. I
Listen,
love her.
listen.
But we need to get in there.
I'm saying. I mean, amazing. Amazing. Okay. Yeah. So all of the layering that he does, and that was recently introduced to him in the past, 4 or 5 years. And I was like, dude, what are you doing? Who thinks like this?
No.
So to me, this harmony mind is a different mind. One, I'm not 100%. Do you think it can be taught? Because I'm not sure it can.
That's been a question that we've talked about for my whole life. And I don't know. I don't know if singing can be taught. And I don't know especially if harmonies can be taught. I think you can learn how to sing, but if you're tone deaf, babe, what are we supposed to do? I don't know how to teach you.
I mean, it's like when you go, have you ever tried to be like, oh, and this is how they were saying, they're like, happy birthday to you.
Oh, many times.
And you're like, I really have to very consciously skip around, and really all I'm doing is changing keys like 5 times, because the first 2 notes will be in the key, and then I'd switch to a different key and sing those 2. But it's hard for me to understand when I look at them and I'm going, okay, I see that you're going up there, right? And that's actually what you're hearing. Okay, all right. So it's like and you're like, no, you don't hear you don't hear that, and there's somewhere over here, and then when you talk about the harmonies, it's a whole nother ball game.
We gotta have melody first before
I don't know how to explain to you. I mean, I can say it's a third above or a third below or a fifth, whatever. I can say that, and I'm not like music theory girl, but I took it enough because I did choir all through high school. Mm-hmm. But I don't know how. I was like, you just hear it, right? You hear it, and they're like, what? Yeah. I asked my boyfriend one time. I said, we were listening to, I can't remember what it was. Not important. And I was singing the harmony the whole time, just the whole song. You don't need it the whole song, but I like it the whole song.
Me too.
I'm also notorious for doing various harmony parts. I'm not doing one single third above the whole time. That's fucking boring.
Honey, we're creating counter melodies.
Exactly. So anyway, so I'm doing that, and I looked at him and I was like, can you tell that I'm singing the harmony to that song? And he was like, you're singing the what? And I was like, okay. Does it sound like I'm singing different than what is on the thing? He was like, I mean, it sounds good. And I was like, okay, so no, it doesn't sound different, but it doesn't sound wrong. So that, because I'm dying to know what they're hearing.
Yeah.
Because surely some of them know. I feel like I have a theory also about people who like, let's say Jacob Collier. If you've been to a Jacob Collier concert, the people that go to a Jacob Collier concert can harmonize.
Of course. Yeah. He makes music for people that can harmonize.
Right. And so you're not going to go to a Jacob Collier concert and somebody being next to me like, like, what are you doing here? But if you go to a concert where someone doesn't, how do I say this nicely? Where their level of singing isn't about precision.
Sure.
It also sounds kind of bad, but whatever. No. It's a presence and it's a vibe and it's a whatever. And then the people next to you and you're like, that is not even close to the note. And you are screaming that in my ear. Like, we're all doing the same thing right now. This hurts. So I have a theory that people that go, however good and talented is the actual performer, they attract those people. That not all of them can sing, but a lot. So you can't do a choir, and I can't name somebody that you can't do that with. Yeah. Maybe Oasis. Maybe you're not going to do some choir stuff with Oasis. And Oasis is great. But
what about Taylor Swift? Thoughts? You know what? Let's not get the Swifties after.
Half and half. Yeah. How dare you? I just sick the Swifties on her. Listen, the Swifties, you don't have to sing. Taylor has to sing. I would say that would be a 50-50 split.
Okay, cool.
I think that if you really she has quite the range.
I love her. Don't get me wrong. Love her. I'm just curious because, you know.
Yeah. But I would say a lot of people would feel like Taylor Swift has middle of the road vocals.
For sure.
I think some people would think that she's the greatest singer in the world. And those are true Swifties. True Swifties believe that no one's better than her. Because they love the singability of her songs. Fair. And that is a very exciting thing for them. And I think that's a fun thing. We just saw Lake Street Dive.
Love.
Oh my God. And Rachel. I sat there and they had Tiny Habits open for them.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's cool.
And we just sat there like this.
Yeah, that's vocals. They all have vocals for sure.
So
and harmonies.
Yes. And
see, growing up, I was we were singing that stuff. Like we were the Tiny Habits before Tiny, you know what I mean?
Yes.
But they just didn't take it as seriously. They weren't trying to do that. And so
would you still want to do that now?
I would love to potentially do something like that for a side project or something. I mean, okay. I love making my music and I love writing my songs and performing solo, but I do have a band in LA and I live with my guitar player and stuff like that. So I live in LA full time, but I'm touring and all that stuff. But yeah, so I don't know. I'm just kind of focusing. I'm about to start recording an album, my first album. So I'm really excited about that. And I'm locking myself away. I'm making an album. I'm having my full Bon Iver moment, and I'm gonna just hunker down in a cabin out here in Kentucky for a few months. I'm gonna just write this album, and I'm gonna have my sister and my friend come and sing harmonies on it. I'm gonna have some fiddle, some banjo, some dobro, guitar, all of my Kentucky, because if we really want to go there, it's just LA. Trust me, lots of talent out there,
right?
But you know my story now, at least a little bit, and got it's just where's the heart and soul? I don't want to be paying LA musicians thousands of dollars whenever they just they learned it at Berkeley or wherever. I just think that Kentucky has as much talent and more heart and soul than
there's a purity to that.
Exactly.
You can feel, not just hear, but you can feel it.
100%.
It's hard to, it's like learning about bluegrass at school.
Right.
You can, but it's not the same as growing up around people who play bluegrass on the front porch and by people who were never taught, that couldn't read music if you said it in front of them.
At all. Yeah, exactly. But and they're the best players you've ever heard. Yes.
It's insane. Yeah. And I wish we had, that's part of what I want this podcast to be is listen, there's a gazillion different ways to do this music industry.
Yeah.
We have some problems right now that we need to fix so that artists can truly make a living the same way that an electrician can make a living.
Yeah.
Because we need power, but we need music. These things are, to me, equally as important.
For sure. Art in any form.
I have to have music.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have to have it. Okay. So by the time you graduated high school, you went off to college. What was your major in college?
Well, okay. So I did music ed for a year at this one school that I went to. And that's where I was singing jazz vocal and black gospel and stuff like that.
Right.
Super fun, but I didn't want to be a choir teacher. I didn't want to be a band director.
I can't see that for you. I'm so sorry.
I was
it'd be super fun, but
yeah, I would be. The kids would love me. Trust me, I would have a great 100%. Time. But I would literally tell my teachers, I'd walk in and be I don't want to do this. I'm a rock star. I want to be a rock star. That's what I want to be. I don't want to be a teacher, and that's okay. You know what I mean? Yes. And you maybe they wanted to be a teacher. Yeah, just different. So I took a little time off. I went and did American Idol. That was a thing that I did too. Okay, I don't know if you saw that.
American Idol. Let's okay. Because when I see the people that go on these shows, I'm okay, well, you gave me their little backstory thing. How long is the process actually? Like, what time are you getting there? The day before? Are you doing 12 auditions before you get a main audition? Like, tell me how this
Yeah.
works.
Well, okay, so American Idol was kind of like a blip on the radar because I did The Voice a few years later and made it like way further. But I did make it to Hollywood Week on American Idol when I
Okay.
was like 18 or 19. Yeah. So,
I could be skipping over that like it's no big deal.
oh, well, thank you. Well, okay, actually one of the real story for me was that I went to Disney World one summer, and that was when they had like an attraction there called the American Idol Experience. And
Okay.
basically what you did was it's like a day long full version of American Idol. Like you audition, you sing for like some like producer or something,
Okay.
and then you sing for them a couple times, and then they call you back later at like, okay, at 4 o'clock you got to come and you're going to perform, and you perform against like 5 other people or something for like a huge crowd of people, and then they
Huh?
vote. They vote, and anyway, so I won that, and if you win that, then you get a golden ticket to like audition for the real American Idol show at the front of the line at like the big cattle call audition. So
Okay,
won
that's a
that.
big deal.
It is a big deal. And the thing about it too is that it's not just, oh, you get to go to the front of the line at the cattle call. It's like they actually, I don't know if this is true. This is just a theory, but I'm pretty sure it is. I think they like send all of those golden ticket winners to like American Idol and production
Yeah.
for the real show. And they're like, this guy is good and he's coming and he's, you know what I mean? I think that
Right.
might have had a little something to do with it. So I went to the cattle call I think it was in Atlanta, or maybe I forget, maybe North Carolina or somewhere. But anyway, yeah. And so I made it through that round, and then there's just like, I don't know, there's so many rounds before you go to actually. Oh yeah, and then they asked me to come to Detroit, Michigan, to sing in front of the celebrity judges. Yeah, which was J Lo, Harry Connick Jr., and Keith Urban. I got 3 yeses.
Of course
And
you
then
did.
went to
Of course you did, Zach
Hollywood.
Day.
Well, I mean, Tori Kelly didn't, remember? Simon didn't like her or whatever. And I'm like,
Is that
how?
true?
I don't know if she didn't get all 3 yeses, but I do remember Simon being like, you're not my favorite. I think your voice is annoying and da-da-da-da. And I'm just like, that's crazy because she's so good.
Okay, it's subjective and it's a day and
Yeah.
how are you feeling and who didn't give you a sandwich,
Yeah.
was it the right temperature with your special Diet Coke and maybe your t-shirt was too tight. I don't know.
Exactly. But yeah, it was months. It was months of auditions and traveling and
were you thinking at
stuff.
that time, I'm like, okay, this is it and here it comes and I'm about to get on the bandwagon of all the things, or were you
I was very
scared?
excited. I was very excited
Okay.
and very scared, terrified. Number one, I hadn't come out of the closet.
Oh dear.
I was 18 and stuff, and they ask you all that stuff, you have to take like a psych eval and all that stuff. And I remember them asking me about that and me being like, you know what I mean? And I was terrified more
What did they
about
ask you? Like, do you have a girlfriend or do
yeah,
you
stuff like
like that?
Yeah. And then I remember I met with a psychologist or a lawyer or something, and they were like, so are you gay? Actually, I'm pretty sure they asked me if I was gay, and I said, like gulp. And then they were like, are you bi or what? Like, we just need to know these things just so that like if it comes up, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I'm just going to say I'm nothing. Or so, I can't remember what I said. I did
I'm a
not come out to
plant.
them.
I'm a plant. I identify as a fern.
I'm a genderless blob is what I wanted to say. But
Still
and I'm
answer
just
this
like,
question.
at 18, I was so terrified. And I
No.
couldn't talk to anybody about it because like I couldn't talk to my mom about it or anybody because I hadn't come out yet. So I just kind of harbored that like anxiety for the whole experience.
I'm so sorry that was your
It's
experience
okay.
because I know you're fine now, but
Yeah.
I still, as a mom, it hurts my feelings. As my daughter came to me when she was 16, she was like, I got something to tell you. I like girls.
Aww.
I was like, okay. She was like, you don't hate me? And I was like, why would I hate you? She was like, I don't know. I feel like I should start crying now. And I'm like, I mean, you can cry if you want to. I don't. It's neither here nor there to me.
What do you want from the store? You know what I mean? It's
literally, let's go get pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Let's celebrate that Ava likes girls. Um,
Oh, that's nice. That's really, really good. But yeah,
but
no,
whenever I hear that when kids are 18, and also in the music industry, because I know it's an issue,
yeah,
we're saying we're getting into a better place about it.
sort of.
See,
But like, there's still no one that's like me that is like Beyonce levels or like Chapel Roan levels. I mean, she's
well, we like to do it
queer,
with
right?
girls. We love the
The
gay
women,
girls.
right? That's what I'm saying. So like, there's no one like me. That's why I think it's like my time right now.
Yes,
And
I'm
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 like,
I'm
it's
I'm here for it. I just wanted to get in while the getting was good, so we can become friends. And then when the
yeah.
album comes out and it goes fucking platinum, gold
Uh-huh.
crusted, diamond
At the
shattered,
Grammys.
and be like, I have to go back to Heather Lovelady. I have to give her my
Of
exclusives.
course. Yeah.
Um,
Anytime. Anytime.
I love you so much. But I think that it's the thing that hurts my feelings the most because queer, especially queer men, need to be represented
Yeah.
because we have high suicide rates. Um, and it may not all be contributed to whether or not you're in the queer community or not, but it is related to not feeling like yourself and who you can
100%.
talk to because men are not trained to be able to have a conversation about how you really feel. I had a man at work the other day say, yeah, we tell you that we're not thinking anything. You could never handle what we're actually thinking.
What, who? Men?
Man, yeah, he was
Oh,
saying, I could never tell my wife what I'm actually thinking. She couldn't handle that. And I was like, dude, what are you talking about? And I thought, no, this isn't it. So there's a problem with what you think that women can handle hearing. You know, could your mom handle hearing that you were gay at 18? You know, I don't know the answer to that question. I don't know your mother, but like my daughter didn't think I could handle it when she was 16. And I was like, what made you think that I was going to say anything other than, okay? I mean, I don't,
yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, honestly, to be honest with you, like it's only been in the past few years when I did eventually come out to them. I was well, my coming out story was because of The Voice. That's when I came out. Was on the Voice. So,
wow.
um that was like maybe 4 or 5 years ago. So, it wasn't until then that I even talked to my parents about my personal life or anything about me at all.
I don't like
So,
that.
well,
I mean, do you
I
think that's a
mean,
product of growing up in Kentucky? Do you think it's just the way that was it growing up in? I'm not saying I'm trying to blame the church, although I have a lot of things to blame the church about. Um,
I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, I think that like there's a lot of factors that go into it for me personally and my experience specifically, growing up in the backwoods of Kentucky. I didn't see anybody. I mean, I never saw anybody that was like me at
right,
all on
right.
TV or in real life or anything like that. I didn't have any sort of role models in that regard. Like, so,
And that's why representation is so important. And that's why the music industry needs to realize that you're not going to lose sales based on whether or not you have a queer artist or not, because people need to be able to see themselves.
I mean,
And
that's
this
kind of
is
my
just
whole
common
thing
sense.
now. It's like I'm not trying to be a role model for anyone. I'm just trying to be me. I'm just trying to be
Right,
Zach and write about my story, and that's all I can write about. I mean, what am I going to write?
right.
Like, that's why I'm a control freak, and this goes back to the whole thing about like making music with other people and all this other stuff. I know what I want to say. I have a vision. I have my story. I have my songs. I'm very hard to write with. I'm very hard to like co-writing and stuff doesn't always work out well for me because I'm such a control freak and I'm so picky about what I want to say. So how am I supposed to have somebody else that doesn't even know me that I just met today
Right,
helping me write a song about being a coal miner's daughter? You know what I mean?
right,
That I am, and that you know what I mean? Like they
right.
don't know those experiences. So anyway, but I know like part of my experience is I'm a queer person. So a lot
Yeah.
of my songs, a lot of my lyrics are going to kind of lean that way. But I hope in some ways too that my music can be universal enough that whether you're a queer like teen or whatever, or like a 50-year-old straight dad of 5 or whatever, you know
Right,
what I mean? Like you can still like be like, well, that's a good song and he has a good voice and I
right.
like that song. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm trying to find that middle ground, but I think that like this album is going to be that. And I'm really excited about that. And I've written some really cool stuff for that already. So yeah, but it's time. It's time for someone like me to win some Grammys and to be like touring and like do stadium tours. Like I
Have you
really can
practiced your
sense it.
acceptance speech for your Grammy? Tell the
Not
truth,
really, because
shame the devil.
I don't want to jinx it. You know what I'm saying?
If you think that I have not in so much awards, I don't think about awards, but I do think about sitting down on a couch with, Jimmy Fallon or whoever, and
Oh
not
yeah.
Stephen Colbert, but unfortunately
Yeah.
that's sad.
Yeah,
But
it
maybe on a
is.
different show, Netflix. Come on, do your job. Um, and sitting there and being like, yeah, this is how I started, and this is what I was thinking at the time, and then I didn't know that I was going to get this book, but I do love, I love the artist because I have a huge dream.
Yeah.
I want to be known for bringing my artists in and letting them talk about what they want to, having fun with them and never making them feel uncomfortable with anything. Like you just come in and we're just going to be relaxed and we're going to have a conversation. And if you want to talk about being queer, great. And if you don't, also great.
Right.
But sidelines, I'm gonna look you in the eye and be like, babe, if you ever need somebody that you gotta, I'm a mom forever and ever, and I've got 4 fucking kids. Nurturing is the my middle name. It's where
Aw.
I've been since I was 3 years old. I've always been telling some little kid how to behave, um,
Yeah.
and sticking up for somebody who's getting picked on. So
Right.
if you feel like you're the odd man out, first of all, I fucking love you.
Exactly. Same.
I fucking love you. If you're the weird kid, you're the odd one, you're the strange one, nobody does it like you, please bring your music to the table. We need you because you represent way more people than you think that you do.
Exactly.
So don't stand in the middle of the road to get the guy. He's going to come because you're going to be so fucking authentic and so fucking real that it will be undeniable when
That's
you
right.
come out with your personal truth, your personal story. I'm so fucking pumped that you are bringing it back to the roots to do this album because I don't know if you know, what do they go by? It's Mackenzie Porter and her husband. I
Sounds so
can't remember,
familiar.
but Thelma and something. But they are a married couple, and he apparently had like a really different vibe than her. And they hadn't written together in a really long time. I think it had been Thelma and James. That's what it is.
I never heard of
And
them.
they wrote a song called Happy Ever After You. And it was on
Yeah.
TikTok forever. And they just did a little snippet of it and they were just
Yeah.
fucking around. And now they've done Chainsmoking Memories and they just did, but that song has almost 12 million streams.
Wow.
They just did Canaries in a Coal Mine, also beautiful. Just dropped
Ooh.
Nostalgic for Nothing. Chainsmoking Memories, 1.1 million streams. It's so beautiful, but it was like they just stepped a little outside of their comfort zone while fucking around. They just had a baby. Like I think their baby's like 1 year old. Like this is like the time
Yeah.
of your life where you're going, we're gonna try something new. Like maybe not.
Right.
But they took this chance. And this sound right now, I'm calling is blowing up everywhere. We've got the band Lula. Who else do I think? We've got Thelma and James. Who else do I have? Let me look at my list. Anyway, I love it so much that I'm stuck. Oh, Jesse Murph, I feel like has a
Yeah.
similar sound.
Yeah.
Anna Graves just did this song called Hollow Bones.
Yes.
I mean, sick. It's so fucking good. Anyway, so I'm ready for all of it.
Me too. Yeah,
Bring
and
it.
I've actually like trademarked this term, "the alternative." I went and got it trademarked.
Thank you.
Recently. I paid like a lot of money out of pocket for that, but it's like because I have been meeting with different managers and labels and things like that, and they always want to know what type of genre music you do. And I said, I call it "y'all alternative," and they love that. You know what I mean? So
I love it.
I think that's great. I had people in my ear constantly for the past few years when I really decided to take music seriously, which wasn't until probably after The Voice. I did The Voice when I got eliminated. I moved to Nashville right after I was eliminated from The Voice. But like that experience was great because I got to meet a lot of people that were amazing artists and musicians. and doing what I wanted to do, but just didn't understand how to do it yet. Like they were already like playing shows and playing original music and had released original music and stuff like that. Before The Voice, I really hadn't done anything like that. I was just kind of like, I'm a singer and I love to sing and play
Yeah.
guitar and write a little bit, but I wasn't really doing the artist thing until after The Voice. But it was interesting with that because on The Voice, I was on John Legend's team, you know, and you kind of have people in your ear being like, okay, you can do runs, so you should sing like R&B or soul or whatever, like that
Right.
type of music or whatever, which I love. Don't get me wrong, absolutely love it.
Right.
And have been raised singing SWV and Destiny's Child and stuff since I was a
Yeah.
kid. But like, you know, and then you got other people in your ear telling you, okay, you need to do gospel, you need to do country, you need to do whatever
Right.
everybody's telling you to do stuff. And I was kind of like trusting a lot of people with my music career and those decisions because I didn't know any better. I was very green, you know, I just
Yeah.
was like, okay, yeah.
Well, you
And then
don't know. And how else could you, like, I think about that all the time where you go, okay, well, what should I do? And they're like, oh, well, you know, I've been in the music industry, say 5 years. Say they've been in the industry for 5 years and you've been in the industry for 5 seconds. And you
right.
go, well, shit, you fucking know more than me.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, whatever you think and you want to be successful and you want to perform and you want to sing. So like if they seem like they know better than you, then you're going to run with it because you don't know.
Exactly. You got people in your ear that are trying to be, you know, you expect them to want the best for you, but
Right.
there's also, that's not always the case. So I
Right.
had to learn kind of the hard way. I was working with some management, like right after The Voice. And this was before I had like kind of determined that I was a alternative artist. I was just being told, we're going to turn you into the male version of Adele or Amy Winehouse or whatever, like, you know, and I
I
was
can
like,
see what they're saying. And when I say you guys need to go listen to everything that Zach has recorded everywhere, I'm saying this is your homework and you better do it. And you
oh,
know how I feel
thanks.
about not doing what I say. It's really, it's incredibly beautiful. And I can see what they're saying with that. And yet that's not really what I want from you.
No. And I of course love Amy Winehouse is my guardian angel. Like I love her so much, but like I was just kind of like, okay, like whatever you guys think, right? And
Right.
then I ended up getting dropped by that team and like getting all,
But
I
I
mean, I
did what
had,
you said.
yeah. Oh yeah. And I had
Yeah.
like, I don't know, we recorded maybe 20 demos and songs, fully written songs that got shelved and I've never seen them again. That was right after The Voice. That's years ago. So we released that one song, If It Kills Me, and then that was it. So that was the direction that they kind of wanted me to go. That was like a very heavily produced song. Obviously you can hear it, but I wrote that song in 5 minutes. So it's like that's not precious to me. It wasn't like anything to me special, but it is a good, don't get me wrong, I like it. I still perform it, but like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm just saying like, it was just interesting they dropped me after that. And then I lost a bunch of songs. So I don't even know if I don't even remember them, but,
That is,
but that was like kind of a crossroads for me. That was whenever it was like, it wasn't until then that I sat down, I smoked a shit ton of weed and I sat down and I was stoned out of my mind and I was in LA by myself going through this getting dropped by management, like this song flopping or whatever. And like,
yeah.
I was just like, they were telling me like, we couldn't even get any meetings with labels because you don't have enough Spotify listeners or enough followers or whatever they say. And that's when I was just like, okay, I'm going to like, I need to figure out what I want to do, what type of music I want to do.
Yeah.
I did a lot of research, a lot of homework, and was listening to all of these records. I was listening to Casey Musgraves,
Yeah.
Tyler Childers, Ethel Cain,
Yes.
all of these albums. And I was like, this sounds like home. And I was writing, I have notebooks full of specific timestamps of these songs, 3 minutes in, she put like a harmonica in the left ear for about 1 second, like taking
I just
notes on
got
all the production.
chills.
Yeah, like I just did that for weeks, and then I was like, I can do this. I can do this, and I'm gonna call it Y Alternative, and I'm gonna just make the songs that I'm meant to make. Um, the songs of these coal miners' daughters and sons that I am. I mean, like I've been neglected. I've seen, like, I'm from poverty, and like I've seen like my family members like that had potential then go and get on drugs, and the opioid crisis that came through where I'm from was just, it's still going on. It's horrifying. And like, I've had to see my great grandfather come in and coal dust, you know what I mean, and just like hunchback, and seen my grandmother like in the kitchen, like, you know what I mean? It's like these stories and these moments, specifically, and then as a queer person on top of that, and
Oh,
it's like I've got a story to tell, and the songs are going to be so good because that music just runs through my veins. And I'm really excited to, I think that this album, I have an idea of like, I want it to really be Kentucky focused as far as like the production.
yeah,
I want my friends and family that are amazing musicians to come play
yeah,
on it. I want my sister and my friends to sing backgrounds on it. I want like a
yeah.
Kentucky photographer for the cover art. I want to do videos with like these talented people in Kentucky that are just as good, if not better, than
Yes,
anybody out there in LA or wherever. So, because like that's what I know. I don't know shit about Los Angeles and
right,
Sunset Boulevard. I
right.
know about like the coal mines of Kentucky and Appalachia, and those stories that we told around the campfire my whole life, or on the porch drinking sweet tea or whatever. Like that's all legitimately real. It's real. So I'm excited.
Harry Styles said that you've been raised to think that once you get to LA, you've made it.
Of
He says, and I've
course.
since decided that maybe it's getting out there and going, you know,
Hmm.
maybe it's being able to walk away from it, thinking not walking away from. I understand it. It's like there's being the proximity to certain things. I understand. We have 6 studios. There's a shit ton of fucking music studios to go. There's a shit ton of what producers, agents, managers, publicity.
The opportunities.
That's I get all that, but I think that in the world that we live in now and where we're making music, you can do it wherever you'd like to do it because we have the ability to do it in our own room if we
Right.
want to. Um,
Now you can, but that's the
right,
thing. Like growing up, I didn't
right,
have
no,
access to any of that stuff,
correct.
in Kentucky. And so, yeah, like I'm so blessed. And like, don't get me wrong. Like yesterday, I'm at my best friend's house right now, and she was just like, "So, what's like some of the things that you're most grateful for?" We were just having a conversation, and I was like, honestly, I'm very grateful for what I consider to be a gift. I wake up in the middle of the night with like melodies and songs in my head, original songs and lyrics, and those are gifts. Those are downloads
Yes,
straight from the universe. Those are not
yes,
like, that doesn't happen to everybody, you know what
it
I
does
mean? And
not.
like I wake up and I record them on my phone, and then I go back to sleep, because if I don't, I'm doing a disservice to God and the universe, because I truly believe
Yes,
those are downloads. And to be honest, like that gift and stuff has gotten me to like live in LA and pay my rent at this like amazing place with music that I've made from performing and making money, and my talent and my personality plays a big part of that too. And just like,
which is
all of that.
delicious.
Thank you. And I just like look out the window sometimes, and I'm just like, man, you did it, bitch. Like,
Yes,
congratulations. Like, and you deserve it. You've worked really hard, but also I'm just like, I'm so, so grateful that I've been able to have that opportunity to live my dream. And I am living my dream right now. But of course I have bigger dreams. I
oh
do
yeah,
want to
we
do
can
sold
we
out
can keep
stadium
dreaming.
tours.
Yes,
But like, I'm very grateful to be living my dream right now. But anyway, it just wasn't always like that. Like I had to go get it. And now that I've
yeah.
been able to live in LA and have that experience, I've lived in LA and Nashville and all over the place. And but it's just funny how it's like it always comes back to your roots. It always ends up coming back home on the porch. You know what I
I mean,
mean?
we could
Like,
there's a certain, like you said, an opioid crisis, a having talent and yet it getting squandered by a multitude of things that can get in the way. I mean, it could be as mundane as teenage pregnancy.
For sure.
I mean, there's all kinds of things that kind of get in the way of our dreams, but to have the tenacity and the audacity to go, no, I'm not going to quit until I get to where I want to be. I would really love for you guys to come along and do this trio thing. I love those harmonies, but I don't know. Jacob Collier's doing it by himself in a room, stacking, 150 vocals on top of each other, which I didn't even know you could do until I found Jacob Collier. I was like, oh shit.
Do you know Kimbra?
I don't think so.
Kimbra. Oh, she sings on, you do know her for sure, because
sure.
she sings on, Now and Then I Think of All the Times You Screwed.
Oh, yeah.
That's her. Okay. But she has an amazing solo career. And I was obsessed with her when I was in college and stuff. And she had this vocal looper. She's done a lot of stuff with Jacob Collier too. But she has like a vocal looper thing. And she would stack her own harmonies live and do these really, really cool live performances. And so I used my student loan money to buy that exact looper. Because then when I found that, I was like, oh, I can do this on my own. I can harmonize with myself. Okay, let me just get that really quick. Yeah, and like that was like a moment for me to be like, oh, I can do this.
Looper, because this is a thing that my roommate and I talk about constantly.
At the time, it was like $500 or something.
Okay, that's crazy.
But it was called a TC Helicon Voice Live Touch or something like that. Okay, so check it out. It's really fun.
I have to find out from people like these things that we would like to do. Like my roommate Anna tried to do it with GarageBand, and of course nothing was lining up the way it was supposed to. And I was like, how do people do this? What is the equipment? I don't understand. I wanted to be able to do this. Like this is really important to me. And then when I get super excited, I was like, oh yeah, okay. Or it's a little Disney moment. Is my favorite. Yeah, that's her favorite. And so when I got this piece of equipment, you would have thought that I was 10 years old getting a Barbie dream house. I was like, this is the most magical thing of my life.
Look, what's this? Yeah.
I think we need something that helps us loop. How do we do that? Because I think that if I could, sit here with, what do I have recorded on my phone?
Look up later when you get the chance on YouTube, look up Kimbra Settle Down live or something. And there's one where she's outside. I think it's for like some sort of like Spotify or Amazon session or something.
Yeah.
You'll love it. She like loops. She does the whole song a cappella, but she has like these really cool loops and stuff. It's fun. And that was a moment for me where I was like, oh,
so crazy. Okay. So let's just talk about what you feel like you learned when you were on The Voice, because we've talked about a lot of other different things and we kind of skipped that very quickly as if it was no big fucking deal, but okay. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think are the two things that you were like, I should always and I should never from that experience?
Well, you should never. Okay. I guess what I would say is you should never compare yourself to other artists because like you said earlier, it's subjective. And like, I don't know. I remember being like, these people are better than me, or these people are not as good. Maybe I'm the best one or whatever.
Right.
And it's like, that's not healthy and that's not worth it because it doesn't matter. It's not important. Like, it's not even about that. You know what I mean? In general, in this industry or whatever. So, don't do that. But what you should do always is look for inspiration in them and these other artists. If you're in a room with like 5 people and they're all freaking talented, amazing, some of the best singing or playing or writing that you've ever heard, well, also you should look at them and be like, we're in the same room. You know what I mean? Like we're playing the same gig. I'm going up right before you or right after you. It doesn't matter. Like, so you should look at it like that instead. It's like, well, we're here. We're both in the same place at the same time. I'm just as good as you. If you know what I mean, that's not. And that's something that I learned a lot because I was so inspired. Like I was a little bit intimidated because I didn't really know what I was doing. Even when I did The Voice, I was 25 or something. And, had like a totally different look, totally different like vibe for my entire life. I was in college. I I transferred schools and I ended up studying American Sign Language. My degree is in American Sign Language. So
Oh,
yeah, I'm fluent in ASL, I guess you could
I
say.
love that. My mother did that in church when I was a kid.
Oh, nice.
So I
I
know
love
like
it.
the Jesus and the Lord, you know.
Yes, King. Um,
Specific church ASL.
right.
Yeah.
Bible, Jesus book. Yeah. So anyway, that was,
Why
but
did you do that? Why did you want to do American Sign Language? Do you have somebody in your family that was hearing impaired?
no, I just went to, I transferred schools because I didn't want to be a choir teacher, right? I transferred
Right.
schools and was just doing like gen eds for like a semester.
Yeah.
And I took ASL, or no, like, yeah, basically I just started hanging out with some deaf people like that was on campus, and we were just hanging out. Couldn't communicate with them. I just hung out with them more. And then I just picked it up because they have like a deaf coffee night on campus at like one of the coffee shops. And I just would just go because I was bored. And
I
then
love that.
I became friends with them, picked it up super quick. And then I just started taking classes, and I was like, yeah, I'll just do this. And then so like there was like a time during college where I was like performing, and like at night I would be playing bar gigs until like 2 a.m, singing background vocals or like whatever until like late. And then I would come back in school and be in class all day, no talking, just signing all day long. So yeah.
That's
Um,
insane.
Two
I
different
love it though.
worlds. Honestly, it was fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just, yeah, I don't know. They found me on Instagram for The Voice, and one of my friends had done it the year before. I made it
They
really
reached
far.
out to you.
They reached out to me.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Oh yeah, they're scouting on Instagram and
I
TikTok
didn't
and
know
stuff like that.
that.
Yes, they just look through hashtags or whatever, and they'll send you a DM sometimes, casting and stuff.
I mean, if you're
But yeah,
Zach Day.
I got to skip the line, honey. I was right there. You know.
No, I that. I feel like you need to write some of these things down or do a little. This will be your video diary when you watch this back. Go, oh shit! I've really done some shit.
I've done a lot. That's what I'm saying, man. I'm very grateful for my life. I've had a crazy experience. I've done a lot of cool shit, and like one thing you can say about me. Well, you can't say I'm boring or that I don't have something to talk about because, girl,
Oh,
we could
I
talk.
love
You know
it.
what I mean? I would never have to worry about
We've
being boring.
only just begun. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
White lace and promises. Oh, sorry.
let's just start harmonizing. Come on, Carpenters, you know I'm there. But anyway, so yeah, I just like went to that audition, and that was another one where it was like months and months of auditioning. But that was when I was like, I was out to myself and my friends as being
Okay.
queer, and I went to those auditions and I was like, yeah, I'm a queer artist and I'm just like, you know, out here. And then as it went further and further and I kept making it, I wasn't expecting to. Well, see, one of my friends had made it the year before, and she got to the final four or something like that. She made it really far. Mackenzie, who you probably know, she's Mackenzie Thomas.
Yes.
She sings amazing. We went to school together. She's a Kentucky girl like me.
Okay. This is insane.
We have the same mentor. We sang in the same Black gospel ensemble and jazz group and stuff like that. Yeah, so that was cool. But I saw that she made it really far and all that, and they asked me if I wanted to come, and I was like in my last semester of school, and I was like, I don't know. I'm kind of scared. I don't really want to. But then I was like, okay, worst that could happen, I get eliminated. Best that could happen, I get to work with Kelly Clarkson or John Legend or one of these people that are just like amazing singers and performers and maybe they'll be like, yeah, Zach, like you're good enough to be here.
Right. Give you a little validation.
I was looking for that. Yeah, I was looking for that because I was scared. I was like, am I good enough? I mean, like you're in Kentucky. I was in college. I was singing for fun, but I wasn't really like, I don't know. I was like,
I'm saying once you leave your hometown, it's like in your hometown, it's like, oh yeah, the best singer that we have here is Zach Day and Heidi and his cousin or whoever. They're amazing. And then you get out and you're like, oh, is that good here?
Exactly.
You know, and then it's like get out of your head. Yes, it is. Yes.
And I was terrified, but then I got further and further, and like I said, I met some amazing other talented people that were becoming like my inspirations because I was like, you know what? At this point, I'm not in it to win. I mean, I thought I was going to win. I really thought I was going to win. I really had a good feeling that I was going to win. And everybody else did too. Let me just make that clear.
I
Everybody
don't
in the
think they do it right
competition.
every time. So we can say that they might have messed up that season.
I just remember like singing and everyone was like, well, you're going to win. That's hilarious
Obviously.
now thinking about it. But it was, but like, I don't think that I think if I went back now, 5 years later, I'm so much sure of myself. I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm more confident in my brand. I have the alternative thing, discovering that like changed the game for me. So another thing I would say you should do always is figure out your brand. Take your time, but figure out your style, your brand, the type of music that you want to do. Because like I kind of went into The Voice thinking they were going to help me find like my genre.
Right.
But that's not. I mean, they kind of put you in a box. They're like,
Yeah,
oh,
they say like you can be like so and
you're
so.
like,
You can
yes,
be like
exactly.
the girl, the boy this, the girl that. It's like I kind of hate when people do that, honestly, because I feel like you're taking something from them that is just them. You're going to be like Zach Day. That's who you're going to be like, and that
Or
is
you're the
fantastic.
one gay guy that can sing runs, and that's you're
Correct.
going to be your trajectory on our TV show.
Correct. And it's like,
Yeah.
okay, well, I'm glad I checked off the gay box for you. I'm glad I got you the queer male artist that you need. But that's really not all I'm gonna be or do. I'm gonna be an artist that also happens to be queer. And then I'm just gonna write music about my life experiences and I'm gonna relate to people because life relates to people.
All of that. But like the thing was, like, I think that going through that experience, getting eliminated, and then that it was after that when I was like, oh, I was an amazing experience. I got to work with, I'm so inspired. I wasn't defeated. I left feeling like I can do this. I'm a star and I'm just as good as any of these people. And even the winner of the show, I'm just as good as him.
Yes.
And I can do this. You know what I mean? And like, that's how I left thinking. And then I was like, it's time. So I immediately moved to Nashville after The Voice. I used the stipend that they gave us, which was like maybe $2,000, $2,500 to get me an apartment in Nashville and get a job. And so I just went to Nashville and then
hustling.
Hey, one thing about me, I'm a hustler. Okay. I'm about my money and I'm about my experience and opportunities, my job. But I went to Nashville and then COVID happened right when I moved there, which was kind of sad because I was ready to take over the town and then we couldn't perform.
The world, and then everybody sit down, go in your house.
Yeah, exactly. But it's all good. It all worked out for the best. And then that was when I was just like, okay, I'm going to figure it out and I'm going to do it. And that's how it worked for me.
Okay, now explain, if you had to give a definition, which you're going to love that I'm making you do this, but if you had to give a definition to y'alternative, what are you putting in this? How are you just defining this category?
I always just kind of think about it like
spread the word.
Period. Thank you. Yeah. I always think about it like it's a little bit country, a little bit rock and roll. That's like a cute saying that I like to. I'm just like, it's a little bit country, a little bit rock and roll. Always gonna have like a little bit of a nod to my Appalachian roots, whether that's, like I said, like there might be like a harmonica somewhere buried in the track or like a fiddle or like a banjo, or I'm going to make a reference in my lyrics to a canary in a coal mine. That's funny that you said that because I have a lot of songs that talk about that stuff, or like just something like that, just like with a nod to my home. But yeah, always a little bit country, a little bit rock and roll, full-time good vocals and good lyrics. That's I stand on business when it comes to that. But yeah, I can't wait to start producing my own. Like I think I'm gonna produce this record myself too. I've been really learning about like recording and all of that stuff, recording like levels and like placement. Mic placement is the main thing for me. But I've got all the idea. I'm so excited. I'm ready to just hunker down on the farm that I grew up on because I have like a little studio there, and I'm gonna just like it's time. It's about to be
so excited for you.
I'm excited
I'm
too.
so proud of myself for finding you.
And I'm so proud of you for finding me. Like, I can't believe you just hit me up. You just messaged me on TikTok and I was like, yeah, let's go.
Listen, to say that doing this and finding people that are willing to be on a podcast that's not ginormous, was not a gazillion anything. To say
I
that
love podcasts, though.
it's
I'm a
hard.
podcast
It's
listener.
hard. It's hard to get people to agree to do it. Most people ignore me, which is fine. But right now, what I am doing is taking my little spotlight and going, Zach.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. And you can shop this around. It's like, well, if you want to hear my whole story, check it out on Master Muse with Heather Lovelady.
Exactly.
Anyway, and so, yeah, you were kind enough to just be like, yeah, let's fucking do it. And I'm like, get it on the books this week. Let's fucking do it.
Absolutely. No, I'm a huge podcast listener. And I used to have a podcast where I'd talk about reality TV. Like, I just love podcasts and I love talking about my story. But like, that's the thing is like, it doesn't matter how big or how small the platform is. For me, it's about just like meeting someone like you, because you could, like you said, eventually become the Oprah of whatever. And like, I love that. And I think that'd be awesome.
And you'll be the Zach Day of Zach Days.
And I'll be the Zach Day of Zach Days. And then it's just like, I just love sharing my story, because I think that, like you said, we do need more queer representation, and you never know who's going to listen to this. And I think that I deserve to be heard. You know what I mean?
You guys, like there's a lot of people that kind of live in a space where maybe there aren't as many queer people and they don't think it's affected them. And I'm like, like I said, I kind of look at the situation like a mom, especially a mom who has a queer child.
Yeah.
And I go, I don't know that you realize that in the name of Jesus, or maybe not in the name of Jesus, maybe in the name of like, I just want your life to be easier. I don't want you to live in this world because it's just going to make it hard for you. It's like, okay, but what's hard for them is not being allowed to be their authentic selves. That's what's hard for them. And not having the support of family and friends. That's really hard for them. The world can be a crapshoot, and sometimes it can be a lot of shit, and sometimes it can be really great. But our responsibilities, to me, in my personal opinion, as family and friends of queer people, is just be loving like you would any other person, so they feel comfortable to say at 16 or 18 or whenever, like, this is what I want to say about me, or not. I mean, I'd like to get to the point where it's just like, who's your partner? I've stopped using who's your boyfriend and girlfriend. I'm like, or do you have a little girlfriend or boyfriend? Like, I've stopped saying that to even little children.
Yeah.
I think it's also damaging.
Yeah.
Because we can't be assuming.
Can't be assuming. And I don't know. Just for me too, it's like the only gay or queer people that I saw on TV too were like not like me either. Like, I don't know. It's just like, I think that like, it's time. It's time for someone like me to just have like a hit song, or just be like, just someone like a representation of someone that grew up in the Bible Belt that just so happens to be a queer person, like whatever. But like, if there was someone like me when I was like 15, I could have maybe related to them and been like, that's what who knows? I don't know. But anyway, it's been I'm just happy to be alive, and I'm happy to be able to make music and live my dream and just write my songs. And I doubt myself sometimes too. I mean, I'm not perfect. I definitely get in my head about like my career and stuff like that. And like, sometimes I want to get married and have kids and have a very simple life, live on a farm, have a yard, have a garden, and all that stuff. Of course, I do want that. And I'm a firm believer that you can have it all, but it might be later down the road for me. I don't know. Because like right now I'm like living the touring artist lifestyle, which is like different. So we'll see. I don't know, but I'm just ready to hunker down for a minute. And I perform so much. I'm playing gigs every week, at least a couple gigs a week. And they're like amazing. I love it. But like I said, just got off tour. I'm so tired. I'm ready to just like chill for a second, but that's not happening. I'm playing a gig in Nashville next week. I'm playing a gig in San Diego the week after that. Like, I'm all over. So.
All right. Well, let me know when you come to Atlanta.
I sure will.
And I'm going to be in Nashville. Is that in October? Yeah, I think October 11th to see Matty Diaz.
I love her, and I might be playing something October 9th or something like that. So I'll let you
Okay.
know.
Let me know. I mean, it's only a 4-hour drive for us, and we have somebody that lives there, so we've got free
Period.
accommodations.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna move on to my 7 rapid fire questions.
Oh,
There
I'm
are
scared.
7. Listen, don't get all freaking out. There's 7. It is not rapid. They are fire. It's slow and deliberate. And
Oh, okay. So I don't have, it's not like one word answers, right?
I mean, I do like those.
Okay.
But I was like, that's just not really my vibe. I thought I was until I started doing this. And then I was like, Heather, that's not you. Come on now. Number 1 is what it would be your ideal vacazione. It could be a place, or it could be what you do, or it could be both.
I have always dreamed of going to Japan. I really want to go to Japan.
It's my
I want to go to like
son's dream.
Tokyo
Yes.
or Osaka or somewhere that's just like, I don't know, it just seems so beautiful and the culture is really cool and the like style and the fashion is really cool. I just love everything about it. I want to try the food, just everything.
Yes.
Japan.
Okay. Well, I did
Yeah.
figure out the budget for a 21-day trip. So if you need me to give you,
I'm
give you
scared of that, girl. I know that's expensive.
it's not too bad.
No.
It's not like I mean, because the accommodations. I mean, you're a boy.
Is it more than $10,000?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. All right.
It's not even
Half.
It's half.
Yeah. Okay. That's okay. That's less than I thought. I was gonna say maybe like 8 or 8,500.
5. I figured you could do it. There was excursion money. Go check out whatever. And I don't know. A lot of them don't. I don't think they cost money to see a lot of the things. But yeah, I did figure it out for my son.
One of my friends went to Japan and he said he ate horse.
Oh.
So I thought that was interesting.
Okay.
I don't know if I could do that or not, but I would.
I feel like I draw the line at bugs. I don't want to eat bugs.
Oh, girl, I would eat bugs. I want to be on Survivor too. That's like one of my other dreams. Some days to be on Survivor, and I was always like, I'll eat a damn bug. I'll eat whatever you throw at me. I can do it.
I do feel like if I had a partner, like if I had a good guy that was like, we can get through anything, honey.
It could be me and you, honey. It could be.
I can do it.
That could be us.
I can do it.
Next season.
There's
like, I'm not going.
I can do it. I'm also one of those people that like don't say I can't do a thing. Like I just recently repaired my dryer. I had to do it 4 times, and I did replace a lot of parts, but it's working good. And then my washer broke, and I was like, God damn it! I'm gonna have to figure out how to fix this fucking thing, and I did, and it's working and running for a house full of 6 people.
Look at you, women in tech or whatever.
Yeah, I can do it. I can do anything. My mother's like, maybe you could get into appliance repair. I was like, Mother, I don't want to do it for a living. Are you out of your mind? She's always looking for me to start
like side hustle.
Making money.
Yeah, exactly.
She's like, you can make money at this. I'm like, no, Mother. Mm-hmm. Okay. Number 2, favorite concert you've ever attended and a concert you'd like to attend. Who do you have to see live?
Okay. This is tough. One of my favorite concerts I've ever attended was Lorde, because I love her. And I got to see her Solar Power tour. Wasn't a huge fan of the album, but the tour was awesome.
Okay.
And I know every word to all of her songs. So that was a great experience for me. But I'll tell another one that you like Lorde?
Well, I only know a little bit about Lorde, but what I like about a true fan is a true fan goes to the show, knows every word to every song.
Yes, there's a couple of those. Like one time I went and saw, have you ever heard of the Staves?
No.
They're 3 sisters. They used to sing background vocals for Bon Iver, and they're 3-part harmony, very like, whatever. Went to their show, front row, loved it, knew every word, and they gave me the set list at the end. I was a true fan. I was like, and then one of my other favorite concerts was Florence and the Machine. I got to see them perform, and she was just magnetic, flying through the crowd, like crowd surfing. She took off her shoes.
Really witchy.
She's very witchy, which I love. I'm a huge witchy kind of guy. My whole room is decorated in Halloween already, by the way. But anyway, yeah, so that was one of my favorites. And then who do I want to see? I really wish I could have went to the Renaissance tour because I'm a huge Beyonce fan. And I wasn't able to afford it. I mean, girl, them tickets are expensive as hell. So I couldn't go. But I have seen her perform before, but I really wish I could have went to that tour. Also, there's a couple tours that I wish I could have went on in my my life. One is I wish I could have went and seen Janet Jackson Rhythm Nation tour. I was not born yet, but I would have loved to have been there.
Right.
I wish I could have went to Britney Spears' Dream Within a Dream tour, which I've watched a million times on YouTube in full. And then also, I really wish I could have went to see Miley Cyrus Bangers tour.
Yeah.
That was a moment that would have been really fun. So those are those.
Good answers. Good answers. Okay. I feel like I already know one of the answers to these questions, but overrated and underrated holiday.
Oh, wow. Okay. Overrated is going to be Christmas.
Okay.
I'm low-key. I've always been kind of a Grinch. I'm really going to try so hard to not be like that this year because I'm kind of over being a Grinch, you know? I was always just like, okay, it's a capitalistic thing. It's just like everyone's just spending money for what?
Isn't Halloween?
Well, at least with Halloween, there's no pressure to give anyone a present.
Okay. So you don't like the pressure of the present thing.
I don't like the pressure of the family having to come together and be in the same room for a couple hours and forcing happiness was always my thing because I was always like, you know, I was like an emo bitter kid when I was like a teen. I was unhappy. You know what I mean? So,
I mean, aren't we all?
Maybe. I don't know. I was for sure. I had like long black hair. I would straighten every day. I was a scene kid.
Stop.
On a farm. Imagine.
That.
Yeah. We would have been friends.
All the ways that I'm falling in love with you. Yes. Teenager with straightened black hair. I would have loved you. I would have been like, listen, leave Zach alone. He's going through a phase. I like this phase. Sure. You're okay, buddy.
Yeah, thank you. Right. I needed that. So I don't know. I was always just, and then my mom, like we were not like getting along, and she would always be like, "We're gonna have Christmas and we're gonna have fun," and I was always like,
"That always works."
I don't want to. That would probably be the overrated one. Underrated? I don't know. I'm not like I would say Halloween, but I think it's appropriately rated. Like people love it. People are into it. That's my favorite holiday for sure is Halloween. But also maybe I could say Thanksgiving because
why do you like Thanksgiving? Because that's a forced family thing.
But the presents aren't.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You're not like being forced to give people things and spend a bunch of money. It's just like good food. Right. The weather is always nice.
Yeah.
And if you do like being around your family, it's fun. But it's just for like dinner. You know what I mean? It's not like you don't have to decorate your whole house. You don't have to watch, Christmas movies or something like that. It's not like, I think it's a good time. It's just one day, whereas Christmas is months.
Okay.
Sometimes.
This is my favorite. I mean, obviously, I like these questions because I came up with them. But every time I do this, and then people tell me, and they're really emphatic every single time, and I love it so much. The reasons, I mean, for as much as the reason is for loving it as the reason that people hate it, I love both. It just makes me really happy.
I'm gonna try not to be like that this year. I'm because I'm like really just I'm in a good spirit. I'm trying to make this year a positive year for me, and I'm gonna just. Yeah, I'm going to try to be a better mood this year when it comes to
I would say as my personal advice from a woman who's halfway through her life, I would say Christmas and Thanksgiving, like family holiday, they can be whatever the fuck you want them to be. You might have to hurt somebody's feelings a little.
Well, now I'm going to smoke a little bit before I go.
Yeah. My thing is like, this is what I'm doing now. I tried to tell my sisters, like, I don't want to buy for your husbands at Christmas time anymore. I want to buy for your kids. Like, what do your husbands need from me?
Exactly.
And then my sister got like really offended, and she was like, "Well, I don't want to do that." Little kids think it's fun to get a bracelet set from their auntie.
Exactly.
Okay, number 4. What is a weird food combo that only you enjoy?
Weird food combo that only I enjoy. Okay.
Or maybe it could be Kentucky specific.
I know. I was just thinking that. I was like, this is probably not weird, but I love like dipping fries in like mayonnaise and ketchup mixed together is really good.
My dad does that. I don't know where that comes from.
It's really, really good. And then, but like there is like this combination of, I forget what it was called. Maybe it was like poor man's cereal or something like that. And it was like, it's just cornbread that's been cooked for like 2 or 3 days. You crumble it up in like a glass and you pour like buttermilk in it.
Oh my God. My ex-husband used to eat that all the time.
It's good.
his
really good.
daddy
I used to
always
eat a
had
lot.
buttermilk. And I was like, who
Yeah.
drinks buttermilk?
Yeah, no, like my grandpa used to do that. But now, like if you eat it with the cornbread, it's okay. Or just regular milk, just whole milk is good. It's kind of sweet within. It's delicious like that. So maybe that would be it. It's good. And I love just like a raw tomato
Okay.
with a little salt and
Homegrown
pepper on it.
tomatoes are a whole different ball game.
Right off the vine, warm from the sun. Come on. Can't beat that.
Insanity. I didn't like
Yeah.
tomatoes ever until my ex grew tomatoes, and he had like little cherry tomatoes. He's like, Heather, just try it. And I'm like, oh my God. He's like, I grew it. I'm like, fine. And I tasted it. I was
Good.
like, why is it sweet?
Well, we can go down that rabbit hole all day talking about Monsanto tomatoes and stuff like that. Genetically modified, no.
Yeah, I had no idea. I was
And
like,
then
you
the
ruined
homegrown
fucking
ones.
tomatoes?
Exactly.
You know that strawberries are supposed to be red inside?
Right. And tomatoes are supposed to have a flavor.
Right. They taste sweet.
Yeah.
It's like, no wonder people call them a fucking fruit. I thought they were just slimy, tasteless, filmy.
No.
No. Okay, sorry.
Gagging on the mic. I love it.
Okay. Well, what is the kindest thing anyone has ever done for you or said to you?
Really, really sweet to think about. I don't know. I see little kindnesses all the time. Like the fact that my best friend just let me stay here for the past few days is like so kind. Kindest thing. Oh God. Well, okay. Let's say this. Probably like when I was like a little boy, this lady at church told me that she thought that I had talent. She could see it in how much I love to sing and stuff like that. And so she offered to give me free piano lessons as long as I would go. And so I did that for years. And so Miss Debbie and Miss Jana, they both gave me like free piano lessons just because they wanted to, and that they saw my talent and that they thought I was going to be a star. So
and here
maybe
you
that.
are.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah.
I had somebody that I interviewed, Jenny Magana. She's the bassist for Mitski, and they traded fruit from her family's fruit stand for piano lessons.
That's so cute. I love that.
I'm like, God, I love that. You don't realize like those people and the impact that they make on you ultimately in your life. Like you just gave me a shot. You helped feed the bug. You know?
Yeah.
You got to keep going, but they help feed the bug. And I love that. And she like plays all these kind of instruments now. And I'm like, I love that. Okay. What is a personality pet peeve that really gives you the ick?
I have two. One, liars. I hate liars. And I know a lot of them. And people just are very addicted to little white lies, not telling the truth, just little white lies. Little
stupid shit.
Yeah. And I'm always like, you just lied. And I'll call them out. And then the next thing that I don't like is no sense of urgency. Moving slow. I'm like, bro.
We got to go.
I break out in hives. You know what I mean? Like, because I used to work at Starbucks and in like college. And, it's like, you got to go. And then like there would be some of my coworkers that would just take their time. And I'd be sitting there at the drive-thru like, you're not even like trying to go. They're just waddling, like in all honesty. And I'd be like, so yeah, that just drives me crazy. I like someone that's determined. We have somewhere to go. We got to do it. Go.
Yeah. I like a person with a hustle.
Me too.
If you got a little,
a little pep in your step.
I don't, if I'm driving and you're in front of me, like, I'm there. I'm about to run your ass over.
Like, don't get me wrong. I love kind of just like taking my time at some things, but it's just like, that's the thing. That's like how it's been my whole life with like music and everything. It's just like, you want to just like, we don't got time to waste. I want to like, okay, like that's what it is with me too. It's like with my merch, with shows, with rehearsals, stuff like that. No one's going to do it for you. I'm like, do you like, I want this sticker or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm asking my friends and they're like, well, I don't know. I'm just like, no, you just gotta, I just gotta do it myself. I can't wait on nobody else. You know what I mean? It's that kind of stuff.
Right. I had to revamp our logo for B-side. I was like, they don't all match. I'm about to start a third thing that had to have a
Yeah.
logo. And I was like, they don't all match. I need them to match. I'm going to go ahead and fix it. I'll try it. I'll show it to you. I did it one day and I was like, I don't know if I like this one. I'll fix it. And then I messed with it another day and I was like, it's done. Look it up. Look at it online. Do you like it? I've done it. It's art. We've moved on. I don't have time to think about this anymore.
That's
it's done.
exactly right.
If you don't like it, then, well, I don't care.
Exactly.
What are your words to live by? And that can be this year, or you could have words to live by that you've been running with for your whole life. I have no idea.
Words to live by probably would be just like, I don't know. I just read The Power of Now.
Okay.
So I'm like trying to really get into my mindfulness era of like just taking a step back. If it's like 1 minute, if it's like 10 minutes, 5 minutes, even just 30 seconds, just like I have lately just been trying to pull myself out of my own head and look around. So I would just say like, just like find little moments of gratitude. I don't know if that's like cheesy, but it's true. It's just,
I think words to live by are inherently cheesy, but I think that it often gives us like, so sometimes the words to live by are something that you're saying to yourself over and over and over and over again. And sometimes that's where you are that year.
Yeah. Mine would be just something similar to that. It's just like find little moments of gratitude to be grateful, because I get overwhelmed like that too, and then I get depressed and sad and stuff. And then it's just like, look, you're living your dream. That's one of them. Is like I am living my dream. I've been saying that for the past little bit, and then also would be just like
so many people would die to be where you are doing. You get to gig twice a week, every week, and it's exhausting. But man, people are
15-year-old me is like freaking out right now. You're living in freaking LA and you're singing every day of your life, and you've got Paris Hilton posting you on her social media and Carole King posting you on her social media.
Holy shit.
All this crazy stuff is just like my dream. So it's like I got to remind myself of that all the time.
Right.
Anytime I get overwhelmed, I just have to be grateful that I get to live this life. And breathe is one that I say to myself a lot, and also let it go. Because I harbor a lot of things. I mean, oh my God, like so much, too much with like relationships or whatever. And I have to just let it go. Forgive yourself.
Let it go to a song.
Oh my God. Oh, if you've listened to any of my songs, girl, you've heard it. You know my story from my songs. Seriously.
I think
they're all journal entries.
Like Taylor Swift says that. She said, the great thing about it is that you can write the song and then you just go, whoop,
give it to somebody else.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
And then it's in the universe's hands. And then somebody else listens to it. It's like, oh no, that song to me is about da 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 da. And you're like, oh, that's not what the song was when I wrote it. But that's the beauty of it.
Exactly.
Give it out to them and we'll see what it's gonna be. I fucking love it. First of all, I just want to say thank you so fucking much for agreeing to do this with me today. You are I mean, if I had expectations, which I just thought you were going to be delightful, you exceeded every expectation I could ever have. You were so enjoyable and lovely. People should be thrilled to find out that an artist who sings as well as you do, who has such incredible talent, is also got a killer fucking personality, and it's a fucking delight. I mean,
thank you.
Yeah, let's fan hard here. I do want to say that I hope that as you move forward in all of your plans, that you do continue to remember that you are uber talented. You're just in the right place, that everything is happening the way it's supposed to, because there is an absolute divine plan for you, and you don't have to push too hard. You just got to keep on your regular little hustle. It's also okay to take time for yourself, to do things to make sure that you are a healthy human being who's in the right mental space so that you can continue to make music that relates to the people that you're talking to. And that's everybody out there that has maybe a similar story to you, but may not even realize that their story is similar until they hear X or Y song. I'm so excited about your future album that's coming out. I can't wait to hear everything that you do.
Thank you.
You are incredibly talented, and your spirit is just lovely and delicious and eatable and I want to consume it and be it and wear it like a hat.
Oh my God. Thank you
So
so much.
thank you
Thank you for
so
having me.
much.
This has been a joy. It's so fun to talk to you. So anytime I would love to come back and
Oh yeah, when you have
fill
the
you
album
in
come
or
out, when you start doing
yeah.
stuff, let me know. We'll come back and we'll have a little revisit, and then you can tell me. I was like, oh yeah, I was working with Jacob Collier on this thing,
Yeah.
on the project. And
Yes.
he was like, wow, I thought Tori Kelly was good. And I'll be like, I feel like we talked about this.
We did. Yeah. Cool. Thank you so much.
Oh, it was awesome. All right, have a good
Perfect.
day and good weekend. I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Bye.